Hello everyone, my name is Mandi Lynn. I'm the author of the fantasy novels Essence and I Am Mercy and thriller novel She's Not Here, as well as the creator of AuthorTube Academy. And my third novel, She's Not Here, comes out in 3 days. As we do the countdown to the publication of She's Not Here, today I'm doing a special video. I'm doing an original tag video inspired by my book She's Not Here, and that is the behind the book tag. So basically this tag is my chance to explain why I wrote this book and what inspired me to write this book. So I'm just gonna hop straight on into it. Question number 1 is, what is the book about and what genre is it? So She's Not Here is a psychological thriller. The novel is about a woman named Willow. Her father had Alzheimer's and ultimately passed away from Alzheimer's. She is so heartbroken over her father's death, as well as paranoid that she herself could have Alzheimer's, that she begins experimenting on a young girl in an effort to find the cure. Question number 2 is, was my story inspired by anything in real life? So ultimately the answer is yes. This is probably a story that's inspired by more things in real life than anything that I've written before. This book is dedicated to my meme, who actually had Alzheimer's, and my grandmother also had a form of dementia called Pick's disease. So because of that, I actually had a very direct way of researching the novel, you could say. I've had people ask, how did you go about researching it? And it's honestly, the answer is, I lived through it. And also, I work at a hospital where I was able to come up with at least part of the concept, or how I was gonna make the concept work, when I was interviewing a doctor about some experiments that they've been doing for Huntington's disease on finding a cure for Huntington's. And as he was talking, I was like, oh, I wonder if I could make that sort of cure that they're working on work the same way for Alzheimer's. So as well as both my grandmothers, this book actually had a touch of my aunt in it as well. And I honestly didn't realize it until after I wrote the book, just because I started seeing parallel things. My aunt was the caregiver for my meme when her Alzheimer's was at its worst, and she kind of parallels a little bit with Willow, and I really don't want to say anything else without giving away spoilers. But yeah, it's kind of creepy how after I wrote the novel, I started seeing this parallel, and it made me a little bit freaked out, but at the same time I'm like, well, it made the story. Question number 3, why did I start writing the story? So I started writing the story because I wanted to translate how it felt to lose someone twice, where you lose them first mentally and then you lose them physically. I wanted to show what it's like to visit someone, a relative, a loved one, and have them look at you and they don't know who you are anymore. I wanted to give that feeling of what it's like, that even though they may have Alzheimer's or dementia, there are still small, quick little sparks of that person in there. Like, there was this conversation I was having with my grandmother who has Pick's disease, and she said something about a campfire. And when she was saying that, I just sat back and I was like, that's my grandmother. And it's weird because the rest of the time, I know she's my grandmother, but she's not there. And essentially that's why the book is titled She's Not Here, for a few reasons. Because when someone has Alzheimer's or dementia, they're no longer there. They're physically there, but they're not there. And it's also called that because Willow loses herself in the process of finding the cure to this disease. And the last question is, what do you hope to make readers think or feel? So I just wanted, it sounds awful, but I wanted people to feel what it feels like to lose someone like that, because it's such heartbreaking, and it's like you need to love this person because they are your family and they are someone you are dedicated to, but you feel like you can't because it's not them anymore. They're not acting like themselves. They're doing these things that they would never do normally, and it's like you have no choice but to say, I love you, and I know you're gonna be like this for the rest of your life, but I love you. So that was a short tag, but I really just wanted to hammer home why I wrote this book, the message I hope it translates, and I also hope that many other writers out there do this tag so they can talk about what their book translates as well. So I actually tag a whole bunch of people. I'm gonna put their names here, and I hope anyone else watching this video does the tag as well, and I hope you also read this book. It's up for pre-order right now. The link will be down below. If you would like to read the first 3 chapters right now, you can do that for free by subscribing to my author newsletter, and it will be emailed directly to you. Let me know if you're excited for this book in the comments down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching.